Don't watch StarCraft 2 and drive either. I mean, that's the one time you shouldn't be watching StarCraft 2. That's the only time, really. Look at this. It's a Zerg player. He's from the team Zenex. Pretty aggressive guy. His name is
Kyrix.
I think if you're flying a plane, you should also avoid it.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. Maybe if it's on autopilot. I don't know.
True.
I don't know, man. I've never flown a plane. Over on the right side of the map, we have our blue Zerg player from the team Prime.we. It is
Check Prime win.
And I think we're seeing a 10 pool from Kyrix.
There it is. Yep.
He went straight to 10 drones. Whereas actually the more economical way to do it is to get an Overlord on 9, because then you can continue getting drones consistently.
Now we know it's definitely Kyrix. It's not like a clone playing for him while he's out vacationing or something like that. It's the real one.
Luckily, Czech is going to go for a 14 gas, 14 pool, so he's going to be well prepared for this. And Kyrix is even doing a double extractor trick here. Nope, just doing a single extractor trick. All right.
Well, that's interesting. All right. Well, we could see, some banelings, things like that. I was almost wondering a little bit if he was going to do the all-in where you pull all your drones except for 2, you make a spine crawler in your opponent's base to come with your Zerglings. It can be really effective, but it doesn't work if your opponent doesn't go hatch first. So I think he knows that Czech Prime is a safer ZVZ player, but not, like a hatch first Nest T style ZVZ player, so he's not going to try that all in.
I mean, 14 gas, 14 pool is a really safe build.
Oh, yeah.
So it's something that it's wise to do on a 2-player map, because you don't know if the opponent's going to cheese you or anything like that. So it's a good move by Czech to go for that. And Zerglings are already out, already on the way.
Go. Yeah.
And
well, the thing too is that Czech Prime is going to have defensive Zerglings out by the time that Kyrix gets there. The only thing that he's going to need to worry about, though, is the banelings from Kyrix. He did start that baneling nest, and Czech's only going to have a small amount of Zerglings and a queen to handle a larger amount of Zerglings plus a couple banelings. So Czech could be in a bit of trouble.
This is a very sorry about that. This is a very StarCraft 1 thing we're seeing here. Kyrix is hiding a bunch of Zerglings up in the north side of the map. You can see them on your mini-map. And he is just going to hide those. Now, they do get spotted by the Overlord, actually. He's going out with both of his groups of Zerglings right now.
I see.
And getting a Baneling nest, so he's probably going to morph those close ones into Banelings, follow up with rallied Zerglings, and go for a big attack. Is Czech going to realize this and defend? He is getting a spine crawler, so he's probably going to be ready for this.
Well, Czech saw it coming with his Overlords. He canceled his expansion that he had started. He started another Queen, started a spine crawler. Will it be in time? We're about to find out, but he's doing everything he possibly can right now, at least blocking the ramp with some Lings and a Queen. But here come the Banelings from Kyrix. Here they go.
He's trying to... Oh, no, he can't let those land. Takes out one Baneling. But there's just so many Zerglings. This is going to be tough. The spine crawler's about to pop. But
starting to look a bit dangerous. Well, that was interesting. Not controlling his Banelings for a moment. They all went for the Queen. He's going to get the Queen. And he still has quite a few Zerglings, too.
Yeah, that was actually kind of a botch there. He's only killed a few workers now.
Look at that.
The Zerglings get cleaned up there.
Wow. So, yeah, Kyrix, a little bit of a blunder there. He did a little bit of damage to Czech, but not a ton overall. It is 10 to 12 drones. So Czech did get, hampered a little bit. He lost, I believe it was 4 drones in that attack. So
see, this is the kind of thing why, people are like, oh, Kyrix is good and Kyrix is good. And I'm like, well, why does he not micros Banelings and things like that? That's, I don't know.
That's
the kind of thing is why I don't really consider him a top Zerg. It's because he went in there and instead of attacking all the drones, he wasted all of his Banelings on the spawning pool and the spine crawler, and neither of them died. He got some damage on the Queen, which eventually died, I think, but still, it's just... actually, no, I think the Queen survived.
No, the second Queen did die.
Oh, the second Queen did die, okay.
Basically, I think what happened there is he was trying to chase his Banelings after the drones. Oh, got to be careful there. And, got to be really careful. Okay, nice job. Only losing 2 Zerglings there. But then the Queen basically popped out right as the Banelings went by, and they kind of auto-attacked the Queen. So, yeah, just a little bit of miscontrol there. That does happen. That's my theory.
You have to control perfectly in a game like this. Now, at the end of the day, Czech was not able to get a ton of extra drones out, and Kyrix has been droning up in the background. He's got those Banelings to defend against any counterattacks, so he's just built drones, so they're actually about even in drones right now. Czech's still a little bit ahead in supply since he has a couple queens and starting to get some roaches out.
Oh! Back at the base of Kyrix, Czech just lost about 6 Zerglings. Looks like Kyrix is going to lose this Overlord, but the big story right now is that Czech forego, or what is the... Forwent, I don't know, the doing drones instead of... Okay, let me just start that whole sentence over. That did not work at all. Wow, that was like the worst sentence I've ever spoken, or attempted to speak. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that Czech didn't make drones. Instead, he made a Roach Warren and some roaches to stay defensive, and he took his expansion. So, still trying to play defensive as best he can. I'm going back to grade school after this.
Okay. I hear there's a lot of English teachers in Korea.
Yeah.
You should ask them some lessons.
That might help. That's true. Probably are the most English teachers per square mile here than anywhere else on Earth.
So, yeah, the Roach Warren is up. Evo Chamber is up as well for Czech. So he's definitely in good shape here. He's got a handful of roaches, which is going to make him pretty much immune to a medium-level Baneling Zergling attack, which is all that Kyrix has right now. So he's in good shape. He can now start droning up and getting his expansion going if he wants to.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing too. He's making a round of 6 drones right now, starting to get some upgrades for his roaches as well. And as long as he target fires the Banelings well, if Kyrix ever does decide to get aggressive again, you know, he should do quite fine. In the meantime, Kyrix is getting his own Roach Warren now that he sees the roaches of Czech, and they both have their expansions up. Now, Czech economically is going to be a little bit ahead, you know, if not in drone count, just in kind of saturation right now as well.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see the next aggression we see in this game is probably going to be from Czech. You know, he's making a lot of roaches right now. Might decide to move up to kind of coincide with +1 finishing, I'm thinking.
That would be a good move to do. +1 is about half finished. It's about a minute off. And yeah, you're right. He's just producing roaches right now. And he's got pretty good saturation in his second base. Got about half saturated. Actually, Kyrix is actually ahead by a few drones at this point. So
yep,
that means that he has to get something done with this roach attack.
Oh. Some Zerglings trying to get into the base, but they were denied, of course, by the roaches from Czech. And here's kind of the interesting situation that we have right now, is that Kyrix played really smart. You know, after that initial aggression, didn't quite go too well. He just droned a lot, you know? He got Czech thinking extra defensive, and he just used that to get a lot of drones. And,
yeah, actually, at this point, Kyrix is starting to produce roaches as well. He got an extra 10 or 11 drones over Czech, though. So this is actually, and here we know Czech's going for the attack. He's starting to move across the map. He's starting to build Zerglings that he's going to rally in towards this attack as well. So he's really going to go for it. And here's the thing, Kyrix has just started building roaches at just the right time. Because of the defender's advantage, the roaches have to go all the way across the map. He might be able to get out enough in time.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like that. There is also a big group of reinforcing Zerglings coming out from Czech Prime as well. Right now, Czech has a lot of roaches. He has +1. Baneling's going in to try to soften up some of the roaches there. And yeah, Czech Prime just has a lot more stuff right now. That +1 making a pretty big difference as well. Drones having to come off the line. And I think we're going to see a GG pretty soon here.
Yeah, it looks like it indeed. He's still pumping out a lot of roaches and Zerglings, but may have just been too little. Well, actually just enough, but too late. He is going to be falling here. Yeah, the roach is all up in his natural, killing drones. Supply is down. GG coming from Kyrix. And you know, I was saying Kyrix might be able to hold this off, but it was just such a small distance that Czech got there just in time. I mean, when Czech arrived on the scene, he was ahead by about 10 roaches, and Kyrix had 8 roaches about to pop. Well, so if he'd delayed another, like, 5 seconds, they would have had almost even roach counts. And yeah, he would have had +1, but I don't know. It could have gone a little bit differently if he delayed a little bit, but it came in at just the right time.
Well, you know what was really interesting about that game was that Kyrix played in a style that wasn't really Kyrix. Most of the other ZVZs that we've seen with him that I've seen in the past, he doesn't follow up that early aggression with, you know, a period of droning. He follows it up with more aggression.
Yeah.
And so I think he's actually, as weird as it sounds, he's actually a little bit newer to this style, you know, to try to use that to get an economic advantage instead of just try to kill your opponent right away. Whereas Czech just from the way he plays in ZVZ, is really used to fending off that type of thing, doing exactly what he did there, which was to get the fast +1 for roaches, and then moving out with a pretty beefy force. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like Kyrix didn't play like he normally did, and Czech played his good, solid style, and that's what gave him the win.
Yep, definitely. So the next game that we're going to have is going to be a Zerg versus Terran. We're going to have Lucira versus Jockji, and Jockji is kind of, I think, the wild card of this group. Yep. Personally, I also don't think that he's quite Code S level, but he got very far in Code A, did pretty well in there, and I think surprised me and some other people by how well he did play. So I think if a lot of people are saying if there's anyone that's going to be pulling off an upset, it's going to be Jockji.
He's kind of like I'm Happy was yesterday. Yesterday, I called I'm Happy the dark horse of the group, and Jockji is that today. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be back, guys. Don't go anywhere. This is the GSL Up and Down matches. See you in a bit.